Whew, what a cold day today. Hello guys, this is Ropas, this is my studio, and today we will talk about how to make professional vocals. I think especially in the pop music or in electro music but with a vocal, the depthness of the voice is really important. There are many passages like compression and then to effects and then to EQ the voice and many tricks behind a professional voice mix. Today I will show you some methods I use for reaching a decent standard. These obviously are my methods. So I'm not saying this is a rule, but for me these methods works. Okay, let's go. Here we have my last track together with Eileen, My Game. And these are all the final takes that Eileen gave me. She's a singer from Bristol, UK, I work with. First thing first, she used a professional microphone and the room was treated acoustically. This thing is so important because to record a professional vocal in a professional soundproofed room can give you the best quality possible and can avoid making you have some background noises. Even if the room was treated, here you can have a little background noises. So during this lesson I will show you how to delete them and many tricks to give you the best results even if the vocal is not so professional. By the way, here we have all these takes. Here we have the first.
Feel your hands upon me. Don't need your bitches telling me that I can get what I wanna get.
The second.
Don't wanna call me, I see how much you want my body again.
The third.
I'ma show you all the rules today.
Then we have three versions of the chorus.
Oh, draw me with your love, cause that's what I need. Oh, oh, oh.
The second verse.
Oh, say bye. Those bitch can know what's mine. Rest okay if you want me to play. I'ma show you all the rules today. They don't.
Then we have another two choruses.
You're the only one I want to touch me. Oh, draw me with your love, cause that's.
So here we have basically 5 types of the same chorus just to make me choose the best one. So in this case we have this part that's exactly the same of these. Then I have also these special.
You're mine, you're mine, you're mine. You're mine, you're mine, you're mine. You're mine, you're mine.
Later I asked her to send me a variation of this first special, so she recorded me another one.
You're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine.
And that's it. These are all the takes. The first thing I made is a little volume correction and a little compression of the vocal. So the first thing I made is to take these, that's the intro, and these, and put them into the channel 39 of the mixer. Don't look at all these mixer channel because these are only the instruments of the track. So I mute them. Can you see? These are all the instruments. And in this case, I didn't need to listen them. So I just took the intro, the verse and the special, and I put them on the channel 39 of the mixer. And then I took the chorus and I put them on the channel 40 of the mixer. I put them on two different channels because so I can treat them separately and I can have the chorus volume louder without using an automation, for example. I think this process is so important because during the chorus, um, under the voice, you have many instruments in a track, you know. So it's important to make the volume of the voice louder and sometimes to treat the chorus differently from the verses or the intro or the special in this case. And after that, I linked all the two channels, the 39 and the 40, to another channel in this channel that's called main voice. I did this because I wanted to add a common effect to all the two vocal parts treated separately before. Well, on all the two channels, the 39 and 40, I put a tonal balance control simply to adjust my voice tone. Let's listen.
I wanna get and all the shit they're throwing on me. I swear I'm gonna make them believe
And then I put a simple EQ.
that if they get in between, they regret it, trust me, baby.
I made a low cut under the 2000 hertz because the voice of the singer is all on the mid and high frequencies. So I wanted to cut the muddiness and the noises. So on both the channels, I made the same works. The only minimum change is the setting of the EQ during the chorus. By the way, the result is that before the voices sounded like this. Let's switch off the channel.
Bitches telling me that I can get what I wanna get.
And then like
Another
that.
shit they're throwing on me. I swear I'm gonna make them believe.
The changes are really subtle, but it prepares the channel and the vocal for the next step. Here on the main voice, I put a compressor. Okay, before sounding like this,
Wanna get
and then like this.
another shit they're throwing on me. I swear I'm gonna make them believe that if they get in between, they regret it, trust me, baby.
Do you hear that the voice is flattened now? That's because the ratio is set on 5, so it really compressed. The threshold is -23 and the release is short. And also the attack is 29 milliseconds. So you hear the volume is like going up after the compression. And then I put a sidechain with the volume shaper.
Me, don't need you bitches telling me that I can get what I want.
But again, really subtle, like the tonal balance control, just to prepare the voice for the next step, that's mixing it with the bass. And so the kick and the instruments needed space, and to sidechain the voice is one of the trick, you know. So basically the sidechain prepare the vocal for the mix with the instrumental, but you have never to use it too much, even if this is like the best sidechain on the market right now for the plugins. I personally really use this volume shaper because you can change 3 types of sidechain based on frequency spectrum. So this is how it works on the high, on the mid, and on the low frequencies. And you can even change the sides of the bands where it works. For example, for the low under the 200 or 300, etc. And then after this process, I will select the final takes. So basically I will do the final selection of the takes after this process. These are the take I chose. So, for example, this is from the 18.18 part, and then there is a little part of 18.30 because I wanted to change and I thought the 18.30 was better. This part is purely personal taste. So there are no rules. You have to choose the best takes that you prefer. And maybe this work can even done with the instrumental behind. So you have to have already the instrumental just to have an initial idea for the setting of the vocal, because the final process is to mix the vocal with the instrumental. So you have to choose the vocal that you prefer, basing the choice also with the help of the instrumental, and then set all the pieces of take for having a final definitive a cappella. For example, here, can you listen?
Tell me if you're lonely, I wanna feel your hands upon me. Don't need your bitches telling me that I can get what I wanna get. And all the shit they're throwing on me, I swear I'm gonna make them believe that if they get in between, they regret it, trust me, baby. Change my number, baby, I know you wanna call me, I see how much you want my body again. Last night for you was 10-10.
Right now, the tonal balance control is working. Is working also the EQ, so we haven't all the bass spectrum. And then there is a little compression and a little sidechain, just to put some groove on the voices. Can you see that under the final puzzle of the take, so under the final a cappella, there is an automation. This is the volume automation of every take I took for this final a cappella. For example, this is the volume automation of the 18.18. In this case, I just put the automation of every channel, and I made a little volume correction manually, because with the compressor on the vocal, I can hear where the compressor works better and where the compressor doesn't work so well. So making these automations, for example, going up of 1 or 2 decibel or going down, I can balance the effect of the compressor in way to have not many peaks on the final vocal, and there is not too much difference between the lower points of the voice and the higher peaks. Can you see the waveform? So turning up the volume where the vocal is low, or turning down the volume where the vocal is high, you can have a balance of the vocal and prepare it for the compression, because after this process the take goes into the compressor, and after the compression process the voice is flat and without the peaks. One of the most important rules of the treating process of the vocals is to have not too many peaks on the a cappella, on the vocal, because the peaks can gives you the dynamic, but when the voice is mixed with the other instruments of the song, it can overpower the volume of these instruments or to be suffocated by them. So basically the voice must be more or less on a linear unit of volume. And that's basically it for the first part of the process. Obviously this take had to be on time. So I recommend everyone to export the instrumental before. And after that, you can do this sort of voice puzzle to choose the takes you prefer and insert them in time with the instrumental. I recommend insert them in time is so important because when a singer, for example, record the take, can be not precise as a metronome because a singer is singing live on a microphone, but the final recording has to be perfectly in time with the instrumental. So you have to hear it really well and in case to correct the timing of this voice. And then after all this process, you have simply to export everything. So you have to make file, export, wave file, and after the exportation, you will have the wave file with the final a cappella, and this a cappella will be perfectly in time with the song and ready for being mixed with the instrumental. So this a cappella is basically a dry version. The next process is to make this a cappella a wet version. So with all the effects, for example, the delay or the reverb or other things. But wait for it. This is what we will talk about in part 2 of this tutorial. So get ready for it.
Oh, oh, oh.